YouTube, it's Kathleen, aka Halon Poisoning here, and I would just like to start off by saying that this is my 101st video. My 100th video was with my cat Lacey, and my 99th was the I Got Busted video. But before then, the couple of videos I uploaded before then were kind of depressing, so I sort of uploaded the I Got Busted video to kind of get on a happier topic. Well, I guess this isn't really happier, but it's just kind of funny, especially because I've been kind of depressed lately, so. Yeah, so this is just to get on a funnier topic and just give you one of those things that makes you go, Kathleen, what the heck were you thinking? Yeah, so I'm gonna start off with my little story. So, a few weeks, actually more like a month ago, I uploaded some videos that I took on my trip to Universal in August, like shortly before I went back to school. And I didn't take any of Islands of Adventure, and I'm about to explain why. And that's if you didn't see my little video that I posted 2 weeks ago. So I'm going to start off with the story, alright? It was August 12th, 2014, aka this year, and my dad was down for a visit. My brother was too, but he went home before we went on this trip, so he didn't come. But we decided to take my boyfriend Dominic with us. And I decided to get some POVs. That stands for point of view, and it's common to do when you're on a coaster. So, the method that I used was I had taken my little Kodak, and I just wound it around my wrist, put the strap on it so you can secure it, and I slid it actually underneath the strap like this. It's a pain. It's a little bit of a pain. So here we go, we have it like that. And then about a few days prior, I bought this little sleeve thing at Claire's, and I actually put it over the camera. Oops, wrong side. Like, I'm going to show you. Yeah, like this, and then I actually cut a hole in it, and then I sort of threaded the camera through it. Sort of like, can't get it. Yeah, like this. And I actually took a piece of this blue felt, and I cut a piece out and actually put it over, except over the lens and microphone. Well, I had used a similar method in the past by hiding it in my bracelets like this, but this was just to get a little more creative, because I knew there were more staff and it was more strict there than where I had done it. Because the only other POVs I had done before this were, I took one at the Ohio State Fair, this little kiddie ride, and then I took another one that I haven't actually uploaded yet. I have a lot of really outdated stuff I need to post still. From where I went on my visit to Ohio last year on the carousel at the Columbus Zoo, and then back in April when they had the Avenues Carnival, I took some POVs there. And so that method worked just fine. And it worked all throughout the Universal side, on like Revenge of the Mummy, Disaster, and stuff. Although on Disaster, I could have sworn I heard a guy go, "Hey, put your camera away," but he might have been talking to the guy behind us, but I got really scared on that ride, because I thought I heard that, but I went and did it anyway. And it sucked that I couldn't get the pre-show or the little preview thing afterwards, because my mom was in it. So I was mad. And then my camera died on E.T., so that's why I couldn't get, like, Hollywood, Rip Ride Rocket, or The Simpsons. But at least I got Revenge of the Mummy, even though I'm not particularly crazy for that ride. So, it was a 2-day trip. And so the next day we head over to Islands of Adventure. And I had been telling my boyfriend about the Hulk ride, which is my favorite ride in all of Universal, and one of my favorite coasters ever, second only to Maverick. I love it that much. I know I'm crazy. It's B&M's only launch coaster, and it basically does this, where you go up a tunnel and it goes, everything looks good. I think this time it's going to work. Warning, coolant levels dropping. No! And then you just launch and go through upside down a whole big time. It's Balagar Mablor's only launched coaster. And I didn't tell my boyfriend about the launch in that ride, even though I kind of busted it. I kind of ruined it for the Mummy. I did not tell him about it on the Hulk. So, yeah. So, basically, that's the ride we want to go on. So, we get to Islands of Adventure, finally, because of the stupid thing I did. That's a different topic. And we go to the Hulk ride, and my dad can't go on us because of the condition he has, but he said he couldn't ride, so he would just hold our stuff. And I have this thing on, okay? And we have express passes, so I'm walking through the queue line like this, the camera kind of off to my side like this, and this lady actually sees it, and she takes my express pass and goes, boop. And then she notices this thing, and she's like, hey, that can't go on the ride. And I'm like, oh no, it's cool. And she's like, okay, but if that's a medical device, it can't go on the ride. And I said, no, it's not. It's just an accessory I wear. And then she repeats that same sentence again. Oh my gosh, what if it's a medical device? It can't go on the ride. And I'm like, no, it is not. And then my mom says, yeah, that's just an accessory she wears. And I was like, and then she just lets us by. But she gives me this dirty look. Like, she knows something's going on in the line. I am like, oh my god, that was so close. Now, here's my boyfriend, okay? He is sitting here going, are you gonna record? Are you gonna record? Are you gonna record? I'm like, yes, I'm gonna record, but you can't go shouting that. Because we're in the front row line, but the directant who directs you to all the other lines, he's standing right there on the other side of the barrier fence thing that's there. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. But, okay, so we get on the ride, finally, and I pull down my harness, you know, typical. And the ride starts moving. And it moved like forward 2 inches, and I just do this. And right as I started recording, the ride stops. It's right when we were about to go up the Gamma Tube. Yeah, I'm a Hulk fan. I love Bruce Banner. And I hear the guy go, huts, buses, cell phones, cockpit cameras, or any other devices with you are not permitted on this attraction. If you see it, we'll be escorting you. He had this really dumb accent that I couldn't really make out, and I wasn't really paying attention. I just thought maybe they were moving it forward to move to the ride attendant, or maybe it had broken down, because the train before us actually stopped like that too. And then the ride attendant comes over, and he is like, busted! Like, okay, he's standing over there, and I hear the word busted, and then he comes running over here, and he's like, hey, you can't have that, put it in your pocket. And I'm, maybe, you know, the sweet person I am, I'm like, oh, okay. But in reality, in my mind, I'm thinking, oh, snap. And so, guess what I have to do? I have to take this thing off. And it was actually a pain to get off, especially because I kind of was trying to hide me taking it off, because I didn't want, you know, the whole people in the line or the people behind, and behind me or whoever to go seeing it, knowing why the train was delayed, and go, "You idiot!" Something like that. But it's kind of hard to do when you have the big, bulky shoulder restraint and you're like 6'1", like me. I'm very tall. So it's very hard to do, and it's even more so when he told me I need to put it in my pocket. And so I'm just sitting here fighting to get this thing off quickly, because I know that they gotta get this ride dispatched. And so what I do is I just kind of take it out of my sleeve, and I finally get it in my pocket, like this, but I keep the strap on, so it still won't fly off, until he's like, "Hands up, show me your wrists." Yes, he actually sounded like a military sergeant when he said that, and now here I am trying to fight to get the strap off and everything. I'm like, oh god. And then, finally, when I get it off, I hold up my hands, and he is feeling my wrists like this. And I'm like, what? Did you think I put a camera under my skin or something? And so then he's like, hurry, we need to get this thing dispatched. And then they start it. But as we're going up, and so I get a sense of relief, because I didn't get kicked off, because I was so scared of that. I was almost tempted to ask the guy to just raise the shoulder restraint so I could put it in my pocket more easily, but I was worried he was just going to kick me off if he did that, if I asked him if he did do that. But then I get another fear when the thing falls out of my pocket into the back of the seat. And now, here it is. This camera that was once secured to my wrist, perfectly fine, wasn't going anywhere, is now on the verge of flying out of the ride. So I am sitting here throughout the ride, death gripping it behind my back. Like, I was holding on to it as if it was going, I was too. That's basically how I was like with it. And even then, it was still very hard. I couldn't believe I even pulled it. And that killed the whole ride for me, because I love that coaster. But yeah, I was just, at this time, I was just wanting it to end, because I was just so scared of losing my camera, and my mother would kill me. And by the way, as we were going up the lift, my mom was like, Katie got busted, Katie got busted. I just wanted to slap her. Just kidding, I love my mother. I'm not abusive like that. And so I got an on-ride photo of this, but as we're like pulling into the station, I see the guy on his phone, and I'm scared that he's calling security on me, so I kind of got off the ride real quickly. And I actually purchased an on-ride photo of it, which looks absolutely ridiculous. I am like this in the on-ride photo. I looked like I was really pissed off. Well, because I was. Like, I looked like the Hulk about to smash someone. Which I guess, in a sense, would have made it funny, because, if I lost my camera, it'd be like Hulk smashing my camera if the thing ran over it. And so... yeah, I mean, it wouldn't have been funny. It wasn't even really funny at the time, but looking back at that video, I think it's really funny. So, yeah, let's see. And so here is kind of my thoughts on the whole thing. I am actually kind of against people taking their cameras on rides unless they have a method of securing it, like a wrist strap, or even better, like a sleeve or something. And it was really stupid of me to go doing that, because I had it out in the station like this, but there's a lumpy thing there, and I just thought they weren't going to think much of it, but they did quite think of it. I mean, it's kind of suspicious, and especially if you looked really carefully at it. And there was an attendant just standing right there watching as the train pulled forward. So I kind of think that the train before us might have also stopped because of a camera. I don't know, but it kind of seemed like the same thing happened. But anyways, this is kind of my whole thing on the take. If you ever see someone with a camera on a coaster and they're wearing their wrist strap, don't go freakishly acting like it. Because you took a camera, they took a camera that was perfectly secured to my wrist, wasn't going anywhere, made me stick it in my pocket where it was now on the verge of flying out and hurting someone. Which is why they don't permit cameras on the first place. I mean, is it like they wanted me to lose my camera, or what? And if you're going to tell me it's for copyright, then you should wait till after the ride and just tell me to, like, erase the footage or whatever, which I probably wouldn't have done unless you sat there and watched me delete the footage or something like that. And if you put copyright over safety like that, just no. I mean, that's an obvious no. I'm sorry. And so my plans on this whole thing, what I need to do next time is take this little wrist thing that I got, it's turned inside out now by the way, and fill it with like cotton or something to make it plumpy to get rid of the lump. And then I need to take a piece of felt that is the same color as the area around my camera lens and make it look like a flower or some design, not just a piece of square felt. And I might take other pieces of felt that are different colors and make like 3 flowers on the side, and I'll make the center look shiny like this so it's really not noticeable. And I think because I got 2 of them, I'll make the other one look identical, but it won't have a camera in it. I don't know. This camera is actually about busted anyway, and so I need a new camera for Christmas. I really hate the sound quality of GoPros, but recently I actually found a couple of videos where the sound quality was decent. I know that my little Greg suggested like a spy pen camera. I guess that would be alright, but I don't know how you easily sneak a pen on a roller coaster like that. He also told me to just use my phone and like clip it to my shirt with the clear case, but I don't know how good that would come out at all. I don't think it'd come out very good. I don't know, because the whole reason why I was trying to film it in the station was because I wanted to get the whole dialogue of Bruce Banner talking where he's like giving the safety instructions, like where he's like, before the experiment begins, you need to pull down on the shoulder restraints. And then as the restraints are locked, it goes, I think the experimenters might be finally ready. And yeah, I wanted to get that whole thing because at the time, I wasn't sure if I was gonna, when it would be when I would go on that coaster again, because I still don't know when I'm moving back to Ohio. Or if I even am. That could be in a few months, it could be in a year, it could be in 2 years, it could, be until I'm an adult. But that's different topic. So, that's my whole take on the thing. And actually, also, we got on Dr. Doom later, actually right after the Hulk ride, and the idiot beside me also pulled out a camera, and they said, hey, there's a video camera right there, we can see what you're doing, and I turned to him, and I was like, don't feel bad, I got caught on the Hulk ride earlier. So, yeah, yeah, that's my whole take on the thing. And just to clarify, I have been told at parks at like Six Flags Great Adventure, they've been known to kick people out for that. And at my home park, or what used to be my home park in Ohio, Cedar Point, they have actually charged people before, and for it because it's a misdemeanor. So yeah. I also have seen people get like video head sunglasses, and I'm not sure if that would be the best fit. It would definitely give me quality of like everything, so if I wanted to film the queue line too, but they would have to have a head strap on them, and these glasses don't even have a head strap, so I always have to take them off when I get on the ride, I know that Pivot, I've seen a lot of people use Pivot or Google Glass. I think Pivot's a little cheaper and it comes out better, but even then those can get expensive still. So, honestly, if you guys have any other suggestions for me, just put it in the comments. So, what else? Also, I saw people using cameras on Poseidon, but they either didn't say anything or didn't notice, or I don't know. I'm not a stalker like that, I'm just saying what I saw. But it's my whole take on the thing, I guess. And on the way back home, my mom was like, you know, you could have kept the sleeve on. I just told you to take the camera on. Like, I would have had to take the sleeve off to take the camera off. And she was like, well, he's just doing his job, you know? A lot of people have been making fun of me for that. And I understand it's his job and whatnot. I mean, I guess maybe it could be for liability reasons or something. I don't really know. I mean, and also, if I use the flower method, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to record right before I get on the ride, but not have my hands up. Just keep it on my knee, and then right as the ride goes, I just throw my hands up in the air, you know, like, we're going down, or something like that. Kind of look dorky. I think I'll wear a bunch of bracelets, because that day, I was actually not wearing bracelets that day. And I was wearing a dark shirt too, and these same jeans. I had a little flower in my hair, but that was the only other thing. But I didn't want to make myself look like some jewelry freak, so they just think I'm crazy, a crazy person. And I could even put my jacket on over it, so it's even less noticeable, and then like kind of fold back the sleeve as we're going up the hill. I can just cut out whatever nonsense out with Windows Movie Maker. I don't know. I'm trying to get my mom to go back there for Halloween Horror Nights. We're thinking about getting season passes. And so what is the weather like in October to January in Orlando? If any of you can tell me, would it be jacket weather? Is it like here up in Upper Florida where it kind of does start to get a tiny bit chilly in October, or what? Yeah. What did you think about this? It's my question. And have you ever made the same mistake? And so what happened to you? And I am Halon Poisoning, and I am signing out because it's like 1 in the morning and I'm tired. Anyways, goodbye. To these dreams, is this the